And during the race, I had Morton gels, not sponsored anything. I just really love Morton, the consistency of Morton. It's like people say the caffeinated. Everybody, it has gotten cold throughout the day, from going to 80 degrees all the way up to until 30 degrees tonight. Like, that is so cold. That is so cold for me. Way too cold. Like, that is almost treadmill weather for me. I'm still always going to wear the split shorts. But in today's video, we're going to talk about some of the gear I use to run a 2:54:08 marathon, which y'all can use some of these tips because this is the gear that I pretty much use every day. And not just in my marathon, but like literally every single day. So let's first get started off with my running nutrition that I have used. First, I woke up in the morning and I drank a bottle of water, which isn't just original water. It is just a drink mix that helped me get in water because I don't really like water unless I'm like really thirsty. I'll drink a glass of water, but I'm not a big fan of water, so I put a drink mix up in my water so I can drink it and it tastes like juice. So it's really good. I drink about one of those because I was already so carbed up that I already had a lot of water just flowing around in my system. So I was overall pretty hydrated from the carbs that I consumed. So I didn't really need any water. And with that, I also had a cup of coffee, not decaf coffee, but just 1 cup of caffeinated coffee, which was from 1 Keurig pod. Only 1 Keurig pod. We weren't using 2 to 3. Just 1 cup of coffee because that's all I'm used to. I did not want my stomach hurting by trying something different. I was only used to 1 cup of coffee, so I had 1 cup of coffee. But I do eat a Cliff Bar before my run. But when I have a speed workout or long run, I'll always go with the caffeinated Cliff Bar, which has a 1 shot of espresso, which is around 63 milligrams of caffeine. So I ate this before my run with also, of course, the Bear Bites. You can never forget the Bear Bites. Like, they're so good and such a good protein and carb ratio that is really good for your post-run recovery. But I do like having some protein in my pre-run fuel, especially before a longer distance race like a marathon. So I had a Cliff Bar with some Bear Bites, a cup of coffee, and the water. And during the race, I had Morton gels, not sponsored anything. I just really love Morton, the consistency of Morton. It's like people say the caffeinated versions of Morton is way different than the regular version of Morton's, but I really do love the consistency of the caffeinated gels by Morton with 100 milligrams of caffeine and 100 calories. If you're consuming over 3, you're getting a little too much caffeine. Like, that is becoming way too much caffeine that can affect you during your race because it's not suggested to get over 300 milligrams of caffeine. So I was only going to have 3 of these at max and then replace some cis isotonic gels. But I was so carbed up and my stomach was hurting, so I ended up using 2 gels, which was by Morton running gels, the caffeinated versions only, which has, again, 100 milligrams caffeine and 100 calories. So I was playing around 4 to 6 gels, but again, stomach pain, and I had enough carbs in my system, keep them flowing, to be able to run a 2:54:08 marathon with only 2 gels consumed. And water consumption, not too much water consumed. I only consumed about 2 to 3 cups. Like, not even like little tiny cups, because first off, I missed the aid stations. Again, I wasn't really that thirsty. And part of the factor is, it was pretty cool. It was around 52 degrees outside. And again, I think the carbs kept me pretty hydrated. Now let's move on to the race specific gear I used. So first things first, stuff I wore was my running singlet. This is my running jersey. I always typically run in for my races. Not typically. This is the running jersey I always run my races in. I don't know, it just brings me really good luck. And I love running in a singlet for a race. Not really during my long runs and stuff, but for a race, I feel like I should always bring out the singlet. And of course, my split shorts. These are not the split shorts I use. I use my black ones, which are a little bit shorter, because the shorter the shorts, the faster you run. Always a good case. So, I wore my black split shorts, which are from Nike, but I will use split shorts from any company because split shorts are amazing. Comment down below if you love some split shorts, because I know every single runner has to love split shorts. But comment down below if you like split shorts or tights better. I know some of y'all do like running in tights, but it's always the split shorts. All about the split shorts. And I ran in a hat. I got this new hat for Christmas. It's only about like a gram. It is so light. And it's from Lionel Sanders, Mr. King of Triathlon. Well, Mr. King of Ironman. Lionel Sanders got this, and it's an amazing hat. It is literally only like weighing a gram. I did run in my hat that I always have ran with just a pair of socks. On top of this pair of socks was a carbon fiber plated shoe, which was from Hoka. These are the Hoka Carbon X2. I suggest wearing a carbon fiber plate shoe, especially in a marathon, because it can relieve some pressure into your foot strike while running a marathon. These are a Carbon X2, and I really did love them. A full review will come out sometime on these, because I really did love them, and I love Hoka and how much support it does give to my foot and overall how my body feels from it. So really do recommend these shoes, especially if you like Hoka. Now, since I am not a pro athlete here, and I don't have aid stations to pick up, I did carry a running belt to put in my running nutrition. I was able to fit around 6 to 7 gels up in here. And my hands were so cold that I did wear gloves during the race, but forget that. I mean, it did help, but my hands were so cold that when I took a gel out my pocket, my hands were not working. I had so much trouble opening my gels. So I need to take that in consideration next time for a race, because, oh my God, my hands just were not working well, even with my gloves. So yes, another gear I used was my gloves. Now, before my run, before I took off, I did some light band movements to get my hips and glute activated before my little jump rope session, and most of all, my warm-up run, so I can be able to run that marathon with good activated hips and glutes. So I do recommend doing some band work before a little run, because it can help prevent injury and tight hips and overall glutes. Like I said, jump roping. But after my bands, I did some jump roping, which the jump roping I have always done before warming up for my run, around 10 to 15 minutes, maybe, and sometimes all the way up to 30 minutes before my run, because it does help me apply that Achilles motion, because your Achilles is under so much pressure while you're running. So it helps my Achilles really do get warmed up for my run, especially in marathon distance. When you're on your single leg for a very long time. I was on that single leg for 2 hours, 54 minutes. In 8 seconds, so it overall helps me get warmed up, especially on that single leg, because I'm doing single leg jump roping. Now, to put on my body, I use Body Glide. This has helped prevent chafing and any pain that comes from chafing, because we all know as runners and athletes, it is so painful, especially when you have nipple chafing or under the arms, and you know the other spots. It hurts. It hurts really bad, and it does really want to make you stop. So that's pretty much all the gear I use, other than my foam roller and my massage gun, which I did absolutely after. Wow, forget that. I did not do it after a race. I hurt so bad. It was so sore that I was not able to foam roll. I was not able to massage gun. It would just hurt too bad. All I did was sit in the hot tub. But the days to come after I did start foam rolling a little bit, And I did do the massage gun a lot more than foam roller, because you can just sit your butt on the couch and just press that little massage gun button and just move your arm up and down. It's a really handy tool to use. So that's pretty much all the gear I use. But now I'm going to get you the comment and the question of the day in just 1 second. So, the question of the day, what is your top gear that you use for a race? Top 3, not top 5, not top 10. I know we do use a lot of gear while we're running, but what is your top 3 gear items that are most important while you're running a race? That is between 50 and 75 degrees, because we all know if the race weather was too hot, you would be using other gear, and if the race was way too cold, you would be using other gear. So, what is the top 3 gear items that you use while running a race between 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit? But now let's get you the comment of the day. And the comment of the day goes to Paul Marsh. He says, how nice that beach is. That's winter as well, a great place to run with a sea breeze. Reminds me of running on the UK south coast in summer at my grandma's house. Yes, it was truly, truly beautiful to run on that beach. All throughout that way of that 26.2 mile distance, it is just a beautiful course to keep you moving, to keep you going, to keep you motivated. Because you can just see the sun rising while you're running 26.2 miles along that coastline. And it gives you a nice little breeze. Well, that breeze was a little too strong, around 30 mile per hour gusts, which was just outrageous while running a marathon in that headwind. But oh well, so be it. It did feel nice to just see some beautiful scenery with the sunrise. Because I do rather seeing that with that cool temperatures and all that wind rather than it being way too hot. But that is going to be the end of the video, and I want to thank you for watching. Stay humble, work hard, and be kind. I'll see y'all next one.